Hello everyone and Happy New Year, Happy 2020. Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be painting something old from our old previous tutorials. That is, we're going to be painting a wreath to welcome the new year, new January. So let's get started. Today what I'm using three different round brushes. One is a Winsor brush, 3 number. Another one is a 4 number brush from Art Essential. And this brush, I particularly like this brush. This is a Princeton Velvet Touch brush. This brush is quite old. You can see it's got frayed actually from upside. But I still love the lining, the point. When I dip it into water, and you see the point of this brush is really nice. So I like to use it for lining or any kind of things. I'm going to be using my rounder. So let's get started. The paints that I'm using are Winsor Newton, Cinereal, and all the other colors that I like. So let's get started. First, to begin, we will start with a circle, making a small circle for our wreath. So making a very small circle, alright? And I'm using a 100% watercolor paper from Art Essential. The Art Essential is has two types of paper. One is a normal paper for practice, another one is 100% cotton paper. So right now I have been using 100% cotton paper. So this paper, it's not quite expensive, but it's quite good to use and practice. It's just one side watercolor, other side is not watercolor, or 100% watercolor. But it's good for practice and it's not that expensive. So yeah, so if you see, I've made a wreath. I've made one circle here, and then I've added a couple of lines on the outside. I like to give multi-layers. So to give multi-layer, these are only guidelines. These are not like, I'm not going to be using exactly these lines. I only use this as a guide. Now to begin, how do we paint a wreath? We always start is with one side of flower. So we'll decide where I want to make all my flowers. So first, I love making flowers in the center, here, this point. Here, I start first, here or either this, the whole section over here. And then, I would flow around basically. So usually what I do is I start here with my flower and then I let everything else flow into. So let's get started. You can also erase the excess lines that are there around. So what when you're using a lighter shade like yellow or pink shade, anything that is very light, the lines will be see-through if you're using a lighter color. So hence what I do is I erase these lines because I've already got the idea and I erase them. That's why I erase them. As always, I'll be using, this is my favorite color, go-to color, that is shades of red and pink. Shades of any shades that is a warmer or a colder red, I like to start. So what I am right now I'm painting is a peony first. That's like my favorite go-to flower. You might have already sensed it. We start with 2 flower pods here. Earlier, I used to paint a peony only in a 2D section. Since I've learned it properly and I've evolved, like I say, you evolve with every practice. You evolve a better. Sometimes I do get I don't make a proper one. Now, if you see this shape, you think that it's not going too well. Then you add your strokes that would stand out or make it a little different. Everything is about practice, how much you practice, and what you learn from me here in this tutorial. I would suggest you, I would totally recommend and advise you to go and try it on your own. Like, add your touch or your essence to it. Don't paint exactly how I paint. It's so fun, you know, if you paint exactly how I paint. You learn the technique from me first, master it, and when you're practicing, just get a little different. Add something that, you know, a line, a stroke, something that will differentiate your work from mine. And I think that's how you end up creating your own style. So, like, I think I did a little bit of blotch. I made it a little blotchy over here, but that's okay. Because flowers are not exactly 100% perfect. Nature is not perfect, so it's fine. Now I'm going to take some yellow, and you can either do this step after it dries, or you can do it now. I mean, usually I would prefer if you do it after it dries. Now what I'm doing is I'm adding some leaves. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate my paper. It's easier basically, and I'm going to erase this much part of this line, because I'm going to be creating another flower over here. Now for this flower I'm using a different color. I recently got this color and I'm in love with this color. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful color. It's this color. This is Winsor Newton cobalt green or something like that. I forgot the name. I'll show you the name. This is the color. It's a Winsor Newton. I don't know if you can see it. It's a bit dark. Yeah, it's Winsor Newton cobalt turquoise. It's a turquoise color. It's beautiful in shade, and we'll see how it looks in action now. So now it's a little solid color, so I'm going to be adding some spray. I like to use the spray. It helps to re-wet the color very quickly, and doesn't also waste a lot of your brush, you know, tip. Usually if you are digging your brush into the color for a very long time, you might end up damaging your brush. Now, so here I'm going to be using this color and making another flower. It's a beautiful turquoise color from Winsor Newton. I'll be repeating exactly the same, how it would look, how I did the earlier version. I don't think so peony is of this color, but I really like the color. It's really like a fairy color. It has a very dreamy vibe to it, which I like. So for my highlighting, I'm going to mix it up with some blue. Usually I use two shades when I'm painting any flower. In my reds, I like to mix it up with a magenta, and I'm using a bright red from Cinereal and a magenta from whatever color you are using, or Alizarin Crimson. Magenta is like my Alizarin Crimson actually. So it's the colder version. It is the colder red. So yeah. Giving us a little bit more side on the sides, and here, yeah. So the back-to-back color is red. Now I am thinking to give it a contrast, I will play around and add some reddish strokes inside. I feel it will stand out more. Now let's add some leaves. Definitely my favorite part, I'm telling you. I love leaves. I can paint them. So interesting thing about leaves is it helps you build a lot of patience. First, when you start off painting with leaves, it is really nice. It's a good first step to start painting. When I started painting, this was the first thing I learned properly in watercolors, is how to paint leaves. Paint leaves in different ways, different style. This is my favorite leaf, the heart-shaped leaf. I like to call it heart-shaped. You can call it whatever you would like to. And then you add another different versions of it. So now here, you see this I've removed from this side. This stem, this branch or whatever is coming out from this flower, this area. This one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another one here, and I'm going to make a bigger stem that is coming inside, and here that is going outside. And then I'm going to keep adding more. Now I want to add some, maybe a little bit more stems. So here, like little lines. So here I'm going to be making I'm going to be creating a wildflower. I'll add some yellow dots here. So it starts complementing. Yellow and orangish dot I'm adding. So I want to add more colors. I want to make it look fresh. Fresh and vibrant colors, different types of colors. So for the wildflowers, I'm adding some dots over here. You can see I'm trying to make it more quite very fresh and vibrant. So yellow, lighter colors when paired with a nice contrasting colors like red, yellow, when paired together in different ways, in different areas,